Hi everyone, Carlos here again with a new series called STORJ BiteSize, and this is the first episode in a TikTok quick style for you with small snippets of information about the STORJ network and how to become a node operator. And this one is about earnings potential, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to have a look at today is all about held amounts and payouts, because that is very important. If you're looking at becoming a node operator, no matter how much hard drive space you have to spare and want to provide on the network, this is very important to you, because what we're going to look at is projections for your earnings based on your available disk space and your bandwidth. But what we have to take into account is that any earnings you make on the STORJ network aren't paid out to you in full. There is a schedule. And if we go to this website link here, which I will put in the description with all other links that I'm going to show you today, we can see that in months 1 to 3, you only get 75% of your storage node revenue. Sorry, you only get 25%. 75% is held back. So I've seen this on my node as I've only just started it, and it does take quite a large chunk out of your earnings. And there's a reason for that, which we'll go into in a moment. Months 4 to 6 get a little bit better. Only 50% of your revenue is held back into a sort of holding account. Months 7 to 9, only 25% of the storage node revenue is held back, and you get the 75% payout go into your account. Months 10 to 15, you get all of your storage node revenue. So they say months 10 to 15, so it looks like it falls somewhere within that range. So if we said an average of about a year, you can expect to run your node for a year before you're getting all of the revenue paid to you. Now, in month 15, 50% of the total withholdings are returned to you. So everything that they've held back over that first 15 months, you will get 50% of that paid to you in a lump sum into your STORJ account. The other 50% is kept. And the reason they keep that is because both you and STORJ have invested a lot of time in your node. You've got a lot of data on your node. They've got a lot of clients that are depending on that data from your node. So they don't want you to just flick the switch and turn off when you've had enough. They want you to gracefully exit. And if you do that proper gracefully exit, you will get that remaining 50%. So obviously, the longer you stay with them, the bigger that 50% pot is going to be, and it is worthwhile you doing a graceful exit, giving them time to get the data off your node and put it elsewhere to make sure that they can still support their clients properly. So that's very important to bear in mind. This is why you're not going to see huge amounts in your node account. If you go into the payout section of the node dashboard, you will see a certain amount being paid for whatever activity is going on and a total for that, and then you'll see a holdings amount of that amount that's being held back each month, and then you will see what you get, the residual amount, which for me at the moment is 25%. So straight off the bat, that's important to know. The next thing we're going to look at is a storage node earnings estimator. Now this I found very helpful. There is a community member somewhere who's spent a lot of time producing a spreadsheet that gives you a projection. It isn't 100% accurate. It doesn't come with guarantees of any sort, but it at least gives you an idea of what you can expect. And once again, the link will be in the description to the article on storage node earnings estimator that is on the support site of STORJ, and there's a hyperlink there which takes you to this other page where the community member talks about the availability of the earnings estimator. And if we just click that here, this link here, we should get a copy of it, which is on, I think it's on Google Docs. So at this point, it's advisable that if you want to use this, you save off a copy for your own use. You don't edit this one that's on Google Docs because everybody's looking at this. But we've got an example here. There are only 3 inputs that you have to deal with on this spreadsheet. So you put your available storage in terabytes. So this person has put a 16 terabyte drive in to see what they can expect. And they've also put that they've got a 1000 MIPS upload and download speed on their broadband connection. It takes all of this into account in the calculations that are going on in the various cells, which you can't edit at all. But you can see straight off the bat, once you've done that, you get this sort of summary header at the top here. So you can see that for 16 terabytes of storage, once it's all fully operational, you can expect to be getting $288 a year in revenue. And it shows you the proportions of that are due down to egress, repair, and whatever. Shows you that the amount per terabyte as well. And then you can go down and look at a projection for the first 10 years. Now, what you'll notice here is that they've said they've got 16 terabytes available storage. And you can see that it takes some considerable time. In fact, it takes just over 2 years before you've been provided with 16 terabytes of data by the STORJ network to store on that drive. So don't expect your drives to fill up quickly. I mean, at the moment, mine's been running now for about 4, 5, 6 days, something like that. And of the 20 terabyte allocation I had, I've only got 600 gigabytes on the drive, and it's crawling up very, very slowly indeed. So don't expect your disks to be filled promptly, because it won't happen. You can expect over a 2-year period, it looks like, to fill a 16 terabyte drive up with data. So obviously that affects your earnings. So we can see here, after the first month, it looks like you've got about 0.25 of a terabyte's worth of data on your drive. And you can see that the storage revenue you get for that allocation is 18 cents. You can see that for egress, you're getting 5 cents revenue. For repair, you're getting nothing at all. So that's a total of 24 cents. And you can see that they hold back 18 cents of that 24 cents, leaving you with 6 to go into your pot for payout by STORJ. And then obviously month by month that increases, so you can see how much more data is going to go onto your drives over those months. So this manages your expectation very well. And you can see after the first year, the revenue is $55.79. And they're still holding back $13.50 of that. Year 2, very similar. You're getting nearly up to what your projected earnings were, $275.81, of which they're holding back $6.75. And then in around year 3, we're moving up now. We're at 16 terabytes, but you're getting your payment back, and there should be an indicator here somewhere of where that happens. Month 15, 12 to 15. It might be I can't see it off the top of my head at the moment, but somewhere along this line you will see where you get the holding amount back in the 15th month. I would imagine it might be this area here where it says 1350. But yeah, and it increases year on year. As you can see, the longer you stay with them, the more revenue you're getting. But pretty much this forecast here of 288 is coming around about the end of year 3. See, 3 years we're getting to the 280 mark, and then it's pretty static then across, look, every year, but just building up your revenue over those years. So that's a very good tool. It's a very easy tool to use. As I say, you just got to edit these 3 parameters, which should be very easy for you. Oh, somebody's using it and changing it as we speak. Somebody's just typed in 100 rather than saving the document away. They've just changed the Google Doc. So we've got well, it looks like things are looking up for them. They've got 100 terabytes, and immediately we can see their projected revenue at sort of year 3 is going to be about $1,575. So if we go down here, no, it's actually going to take longer to fill that disk up because it's so much bigger. Look, this is changing in front of our face because they haven't changed the download speed. So we won't bother looking at that. But anyway, you've seen enough to give you an idea of how to fill this spreadsheet out and get a projection of your earnings that'll give you an idea whether this is a worthwhile venture for you or not. So I hope that's been useful. I hope you've enjoyed that. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell notification icon, because there will be more snippets of information on STORJ BiteSize coming in the future. But thanks for now.